Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel. And today we are covering not vector art, but text effects. Since my last video, I've had little effort put into the logo, and right now my goal is to make it as easy as possible for the average player to make a simple logo. First off, you need some kind of cool and simple background, nothing too extreme. I found this image off Google, and you can too. If you guys want the image, I'll link a download for it below. Once you open the image in Paint.net, you'll notice your resolution will be extremely low. So we're going to change this and get a nice big resolution. So you can go into image and resize and type in a nice big resolution. So for this, we're going to have to go 1000 by 1000 because it's just a nice good resolution. And now the image is much bigger. So make sure you have center line selected. So for this example, I have a font called Kids Magazine, which I will also link down below. So let's get started. So let's type name here. So nice and big like that. We can bring it to the center, just like that. So blue, if I just raise this, you could play around with the colors if you want. I think this would be nice, something like that. And you can play around with them later with hue and saturation, but we'll get to that. So now we have to bring up these two words to be closer to each other because the gap here is just way too big. So we're going to highlight here. Make sure you got the whole word. And you will use arrow keys, and you can also hold down Control while using arrow keys to go up higher. Just like that, should be perfect. And if you want to, you can go a lot closer. Just be careful where you select. So like this is good, and you can also move up a little bit more. You would want it pretty close. So now we would have to make a 3D effect. So we can duplicate layers, and on the top layer we can use hue and saturation, darken it just a little bit. You can click OK, and we can bring this layer to the bottom. We can select everything and move it down, and again, Control and arrow keys, move it down, and now you have a small 3D effect. So if you take a look here, the iconic stripes in every logo will always be on the top layer. So what we'll have to do here is we will make a new layer and color it white. And you just want a good enough width to use your brush. I think 40 should be good. And we can start by getting a good angle like this. You could play around with it. This should be a good angle. It doesn't matter if it's not perfect because you'll see where it's going in just a minute. So once you have all your stripes laid out like this, you can go to the text layer. You can select the background and make sure to hold down Shift so you can get the insides of the A and the R. Now you can select the stripes layer and click delete. Now it's on the text. So now we can double click the layer to see the properties. Blend mode, we can go to overlay, and we can bring down the opacity. Now I'm not liking this color too much, so I am going to use hue and saturation and change it around a bit. So I can do this, and I can do the same with the back layer. So with the stripes layer, we can go to blend mode overlay and bring down the opacity to get light stripes. So now the logo is looking great already. So now the only thing we can really tweak is the background. So you can adjust the background with hue and saturation and mess around with that a bit. I think a nice blue would be good. So you can't go wrong with a nice light background because you want your text to really stand out. So what we can do now is we can merge all these text layers into one. So what we can do here is we can duplicate layers and bring down this one. So we can select the lower layer and go in hue and saturation and make it white. Now we can add a nice blur. So a blur around 17 would probably look the best. So we are going to do this. And now you have a slight blur. To thicken this, all you have to do is duplicate the layers a bunch of times until it becomes a solid color. You can also merge these layers together if you get tired of clicking. Have one big layer like this and merge again. So you don't want too thick of a background, so this should do. Any gaps you have can easily be filled in with the brush tool. And I think that should be it for this. So the logo looks fine as of now, and if you really want to, you can always use your color tool here and try to fill in the gaps. Same with the R here, this might need one. So now you can merge layers into one like that, and you have one background layer. Thanks for watching, and make sure to like the video if you want a part 2.